Holy shit. He said what?
It is interesting how she's exposing her as a yacht girl, someone who was paid off by rich men to go and hang out.
I choose people whose lives are shrouded in mystery and they've climbed the greasy pole. They want to be famous, they want to be influential, they want to be powerful.
Meghan Markle likely spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Prince Harry.
They want to hide their secrets, and I just love digging away to find out what they don't want us to know.
She flirts openly with other men.
No.
What if the royal fairy tale you were sold was nothing but a masterfully orchestrated performance? And mirage so polished it deceived millions, until the fractures proved difficult to ignore. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, what was once considered as the ideal love tale, is now everything but. Beneath the gorgeous headlines, there's a brand based not on sincerity or elegance, but on inconsistencies, scandals, and a level of hypocrisy that would make even Hollywood blush. Meghan dreamt of being the next Diana, the adored princess of the people, but instead, she's become the Duchess of Drama, staging sympathy grabs that feel more like a reality TV audition than a royal story. And Harry? The once proud soldier is now little more than Meghan's PR sidekick, bumbling through interviews, repeating victimhood lines like a broken record. What started as a fairy tale now feels more like a Netflix series gone bad, where the characters are unaware the audience has ceased clapping. And now, Tom Bower isn't just tearing back the curtain, he's ripping it to tears, revealing the murmurs Meghan believed would vanish. Meghan Markle wants to be Diana 2.0, the admired, revered princess who grabbed the world's heart. But what she didn't grasp is that you can't fake genuineness. Instead of building a legacy of elegance and compassion like Diana, Meghan has become the Duchess of Drama, mastering the art of performing sympathy grabs for the cameras. Every cry, every meticulously constructed emotional moment feels scripted, like a reality TV competitor yearning for attention. It's no longer about being a true role model. It's about performing the role of one. Meghan's fixation with crafting a character, not just for herself, but for the world, has transformed her into a living contradiction. While she painted herself as the victim of royal life, she was busy developing a brand, one that profited off her narrative of misery, but at the price of the same authenticity she claimed to exemplify. Harry, once the brave soldier who gained respect for his military, now appears more like a ghost of himself, ensnared in Meghan's PR machine. Rather than standing behind his wife as an equal, he's become her sidekick, stumbling through interviews, parroting lines of victimization as if he's reading from a script. The guy who was once recognized for his straightforward honesty now seems trapped in a tornado of media spin. What was meant to be a love tale has transformed into a reality show, where the main players have no idea the audience has stopped watching. Instead of upholding his family's heritage, Harry has voluntarily passed it over to Meghan, using Diana's memory not as a precious part of their past, but as another marketing tool in the drama they've built. The longer they talk, the less plausible it all gets. But here's the unpleasant truth. Meghan's fascination with Princess Diana wasn't about admiration, it was about calculating. While the world grieved Diana for her true compassion and sorrow, Meghan viewed her as a template, a character to audition for. Tom Bower portrays a picture of Meghan methodically examining every facet of Diana's life. Every hand motion, every photo position, every public occasion was examined, all with the purpose of replicating that same image for herself. Meghan didn't want to commemorate Diana's legacy. She wanted to wear it like a costume, claiming to be the new Princess of Hearts. But the people saw through it. The more she attempted to emulate Diana's every gesture, the more she came off as someone desperately trying to squeeze into shoes that were never intended to be hers. It wasn't genuine. It was a performance. If Meghan's Diana costume wasn't enough, the suspicions about her history are much more devastating. Tom Bower takes no punches, uncovering suspicions that Meghan would prefer have kept buried. The idea of her mixing with millionaires, playboys, and Hollywood's elite on private boats isn't just scandalous, it's illuminating. It wasn't about skill or burgeoning star power. It was about proximity, charisma, and knowing the right people. Meghan didn't climb the ladder, she surfed it, utilizing those boats as networking platforms while later presenting herself as the struggling actress who made it on her own. The rags to riches tale starts to break apart as you follow the trail of whispers, images, and stories lying just under the surface. And Harry? He knows these rumors exist, yet he still plays along, claiming it's all part of the story. But the truth is far uglier. What they've been selling to the public is nothing more than a carefully created image, and the cracks are starting to emerge. Meghan's account is filled with discrepancies that just don't make together. One day, she admits she scarcely knew who Harry was before they met. The following, she claims she researched his every action, meticulously dissecting his life before entering into it. She depicts herself as a naive outsider, clueless of the royal culture. Then in another interview, she brags about knowing exactly what she was heading into. You can't play the ignorant victim and the brilliant thinker at the same time. Yet that's precisely what Meghan attempts to accomplish, and Harry merely nods along, perpetuating the idea. These shifting narratives aren't harmless. They're creating a story of someone who bends the facts whenever it suits her. The more Meghan talks, the more people quit trusting a single word she says. And it's not just the public noticing. Hollywood, the palace, and even her own followers are starting to catch on. The more they attempt to push their interpretation of reality, the more it collapses. As Meghan's image in Hollywood continues to disintegrate, the reality is becoming undeniable. Her brand has gone poisonous. Deals have fallen apart, relationships have evaporated, and the same power figures she previously courted now want nothing to do with her. It's not some huge plot or foreign sabotage, it's the outcome of self-inflicted drama and a brand saturated in paradoxes. Netflix and Spotify didn't drop the ball, Meghan and Harry did. They transformed excellent possibilities into ridiculous catastrophes riddled with complaining, inconsistencies, and a complete lack of substance. Hollywood, previously captivated with Meghan's star power, has started to see through the hype. What was once a compelling Cinderella story now appears more like a cautionary tale of how easily ambition can eat sincerity. Meghan may have thought she could outplay the palace and outperform Hollywood, but now she's left with nothing but a crumbling empire. What's even more terrible is how Harry's makeover reflects Meghan's deterioration. Once revered for his frank honesty and bold acts, he's now become nothing more than a pawn in Meghan's carefully planned story. Harry has gone from being a respected person in his own right to a sidekick, an accessory in Meghan's PR campaign. Instead of being the supporting spouse, Harry has willfully thrown away his voice, his dignity, and his individuality to become part of the act. The romantic narrative they were selling? It's no longer about equality or mutual respect. It's about control. Meghan is constantly front and center, while Harry shrinks into the background, appearing uncomfortable, resentful, and plainly confused. This isn't love, it's manipulation, and the penalty is Harry's fundamental identity. What was once a collaboration has become a stage-managed show, with Harry playing the role of the confused co-star, unable to escape the script Meghan's written for him. If you thought Meghan's manipulation ended at her personal image, think again. Now she's using her children, particularly her daughter Lily, as players in her ongoing quest for attention. Tom Bower shows how Meghan has timed public appearances and articles around her daughter as a PR technique, not because of any mother instinct. Whenever the limelight on Meghan begins to lessen, out comes a professionally arranged shot of Lily, just enough to pull the press back in. It's not about safeguarding her family, it's about keeping her name in the media. The most cynical element of it all is how Meghan handles her kid like a tool to soften the public's opinion of her. The real question is, where's Harry in all of this? Instead of safeguarding his kid from the limelight, he stands by, participating in using their child as part of a premeditated media campaign. What's being marketed to the public isn't an image of a happy family. It's a constructed story, one that exploits innocence for selfish advantage. By the time Meghan and Harry's so-called empire started crumbling, the only people astonished were Meghan and Harry themselves. Tom Bower peels back the veil and explains how their brand, once covered in royal fairy dust, has degraded into a farce. What began as a worldwide interest has swiftly transformed into popular weariness. People aren't leaning in anymore, they're rolling their eyes. Every failed business, every embarrassing public appearance, just contributes to the picture of a pair clutching desperately to significance. The world is catching up to the realization that what Meghan and Harry initially portrayed as a royal revolt is now simply a house of contradictions and self-inflicted drama. Their so-called war for independence from the monarchy has morphed into a hunt for publicity, and it's breaking apart quicker than anybody could have expected. In the end, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's story isn't the royal fantasy they promised us. It's the cautionary tale of what happens when ambition destroys ethics and brand management substitutes truth. Meghan, who dreamt of being Diana, is now nothing more than a metaphor of how far someone will go to stay relevant. The public has seen through the layers of spin, deception, and inconsistencies, and what's left is a pair whose empire of glitter and victimization is disintegrating in real time. Harry, once a beacon of strength and loyalty, now appears like a shell of his former self, locked in a story he never signed up for. Meghan didn't simply marry Harry. She reinvented him, gutted him down, and repackaged him as her accessory in this ongoing show. If you think the discoveries here are shocking, wait till you see the controversy that's going to unravel. There's more to this story, and trust me, you won't believe how deep it actually goes.